Alright, NC is back. Tapos na ang maintenance. And dahil tapos na ang maintenance, eto na ang inaabangang gunner class. Cannoneer, Cannon class. Gunner, Cannoneer, Blaster, Tactical Blaster, Mighty Demolisher. Gagong angas, men. Ito nyo yan? Tang ina ganda. Oh, ang ganda naman. Ganda nito. Okay, ito yung nakakatuwa. So ito na yung nakakatuwa sa skill ng cannon. Itong tactical variation niya. So meron siyang tatlong type. Long range tactics, status effect tactic, area damage tactic na. So, sa una tayo. Ito yung long range. Nag-switch ako sa long range tactic. So, yun. Lalayo yung range. Gawin, layo nga. Ang layo nga, parang archer. Malayo yung range, pero mababawasan yung ano niya, damage tsaka stats. Ayan na. PvP depth -5, tapos final damage. Ano yung dim? Final damage. Hanapin natin yan. Final damage. Help me. Ito. Ano yun? Diminishes a portion of dealt damage to enemies. Oh, nababawasan. Nye. -20% damage. Okay. So, long range, good. Siguro pang ano lang to. Chani-chani lang ganun. Ito, for me, status effect. Ayan. As obvious naman, mag-increase lang yung status effect niya, 10%. Ito nakakatuwa, yung pangatlo. Ito ako natutuwa. Sa mga farmer na katulad ko. Tingnan mo naman, normal attack lang yan, Idolords. Putag, AOE. Normal attack niya, AOE. Tapos, lahat ng skill niya, magiging AOE. Tingnan nyo, ha. Ay, gago. Siyempre. Tanga naman. Ito, magkatabi. Boom! 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 Gagi lahat ng ano niya, skill nag-AOE. Meron siyang stun, push, push. Heavy damage. Heavy damage. So ano siya, more on stun. More on status effect. Status effect. Status effect. Okay, check natin yung mga skills niya, no? So good to sa akin kasi orb tayo, status effect. Pag nag-switch tayo ng cannon, gagi, ang ganda. Gago, napakaganda naman ito. Promise. Natutuwa ako. Damn, tang nagwawala oh. What the fudge? Anyway, okay, so yung first skill niya, Exploder. Inflicts damage lang naman. Iron Pellet, inflicts damage lang din. Actually, isa-isahin natin kung ano yung itsura, no? Tayo sa ano. Okay. Ito yung first. Boom! Oh, ito sabog. Sabog eh, no? Ayan, no? Boom! Second niya, Iron Pellet. Inflicts lang. Boom. Halos same lang. Mas malaki yung sabog niya. Mas malakas yung sabog niya. Yung effect niya. Boom. Boom. Okay. Boom. Ayun yung third. Blasting shot. Ganun din. Inflicts damage din. Pero naka-AOE siya kasi nga naka-ano yung tactical natin. Naka-AOE yung tactical natin. Ang ganda. May ano eh. May apoy pa eh, no? Boom! May no? Ito nyo? Angas! Etong pang-apat niya, high explosive. The character inflicts damage on a target and triggers the stun state on the target. Okay, may stun daw. Puto, lahat sila na-stun niya! 1 sec! 1 second! Next! The character inflicts damage, rapturing target. The character inflicts damage on a target and triggers the push state with a certain chance. Push away from the caster in a state of inability. Okay, so push, parang orb may push. Another push, supernova. The character inflicts heavy damage on a target and triggers the push state with a certain chance. The character also increases its stats for 5 seconds. Increase damage reduction rate negation 5%. Ang dami niyang skill. Parang archer. Towering barrage. The character inflicts heavy damage on a target and increases stats for 5 seconds. PvP AQ 4. Okay. Ang galing naman nito. Ang daya, may mga buff yung mga skill niya. The character inflicts heavy damage, increases its stats for 5 seconds. Status effect rate 5%. So yung cooldown ng effect is 21. I mean yung cooldown ng skill 21. Ayan yung mga cooldown niya, ha. Smoke shell. Inflicts heavy damage ulit. Increases stats na naman for 5 seconds. Skill damage tolerance 6%. Daya mo. Saan ito nakuha? Sa guild? Monster. Monster. First legend active skill niya. The character inflicts heavy damage on to a target, negating the target's damage reducing stats. Wow. So para siyang true damage. And then, depende sa tactic na gamit mo, meron siyang extra something. In the long range tactic state, the character increases the minimum damage inflicted on the enemy. Okay. Okay. And then, status effect tactic, the character triggers stun on the enemy for 1 second. Okay. Pag naka-AoE naman, increases damage. Okay. As may stun pa siya, may plus stun pa. So, stun. Damn. Ay, hindi. Pag naka-ano lang to, pag naka-status effect siya na tactic. Okay. Ito yung buff niya. Buff niya is weapon damage, 10 minutes, skill damage. Okay. So, more on damage talaga siya. Meron siyang isang active pa. Rushing maneuver. This is a fixed time skill. The character quickly moves to the direction it's facing and increases. Ooh, parang warp ng orb. Ding! Tapos meron ulit siyang isa pang buff. Range damage, crit damage, area damage. Wow. Grabe, sobrang dami yung skill. Another epic skill. Assault command. This is a fixed time skill. The character increases stats for 50 seconds and the activation phase maintained. What? Activation effect. Upon a successful hit, the character inflicts bonus damage on a target with a certain chance. Damn, sarap mo, yeah! Maintained daw. Sana all. Another legend active skill. Ruler's Tactics. The character uses all tactics and increases its stats for 10 seconds. Ondoyo! Long range na may status effect increase na may AoE damage for 10 seconds. Wala yan. Sa layo ng range. Damn! Saan makuha to? Karap. Oo, okay. Mabigat yun. Ito yung tactical variation na discuss na natin yan. Another epic active skill. The character inflicts heavy damage on a target and triggers a stun state. Another stun. Grabe, puro stun talaga. Mana-nerf to, parang orb. Pero puro 1 second lang naman, parang binalance na nila bago nila ilabas. Vortex of Accretion. Sabi, fixed time skill. The character inflicts heavy damage within the area of effect and triggers the gravity field with chance for 2 seconds. In the long range tactic state, the character increases the minimum damage. Okay. And sa status increases the gravity field effect. Wait lang. Check natin kung ano yung gravity field In the air damage, the character increases its damage attack range. Number of attack. Anong yan? Ang daya ng area damage. Ito yung gravity field. Ano ba yung gravity field? Pulled toward the center in a state of inhibition and falls into evasion cut-off for 3 counts. Evasion cut-off. What the fudge? Ano yun? Check na natin. Meron yun dito. Ano yung evasion? Evasion cut-off. May bagong stat na naman. Feeling ko yung hindi makapag-evade. Ayun na yung pinakamalapit na explanation Evasion cut-off. Di ba may skill yung isang class na tumataas yung evasion rate nila? Gravity field. Ito, gravity field. Wala yung evasion something. Sa depth yata. Or damage reduction. Hindi ko makita. Anyway, sa passive tayo. So precision, halos meron yung iba. Crit, physical reinforcement, depth 4, precision accu 4, crit 1, trajectory analysis, close call. The character increases his stats, range EVA, magic EVA, tenacity, okay. Smother, status effect rate, status effect damage boost rate increase, okay. Epic passive, increases stats, HE potion, wave of inspi, okay. Rapid growth, increases stats, okay. Rapid growth, alam na natin yan. Ironclad, belligerent, alam na natin yan. Fortitude, alam na natin yan. Ang ganda ng fortitude dito. Tangina, bagay na bagay. Expertise, okay, pare-pareho lang naman to, alam ko Homing bullet, upon every 7 successful hit, the character inflicts bonus damage on a target. Yum. Shoot down. Upon a successful hit with a skill, the character inflicts bonus damage on a target and decreases the target stats with a certain chance. Combat stimulation. Upon a successful hit with a skill, the character increases its stats with a certain chance. Okay, basic weapon skill. Firefly. Upon a successful hit on a target with a status effect, the character inflicts heavy damage on the target with a certain chance. Okay. Call to War. The character increases its stats, activation effect. Upon defeating a target, the character increases weapon damage amplification and damage reduction negation for 7 seconds. Discipline Body increases stats, max HP, damage reduction, negation. Satellite Artillery. Upon a successful hit, the character inflicts bonus damage on a target with a certain chance. Okay. Compel, last. Increases stats, activation effect. Upon casting Tactical Variation, the character resets cooldown of fracturing target. Wow! So lalaroin mo, wala naman tong gaganyan-ganyan mo lang. Tapos mag-reset yung cooldown nung ito. Yan, lalaro-laroin mo lang. Wala naman yun Puta, ano yun? Only yun? Ano to? Cooldown ba to? May cooldown siya, 40 seconds pala. Okay. Akala ko naman Goods lang kung may cooldown naman. So, yun yung mga skills niya. Gagi, ang OP naman. Ang ganda. Grabe. Solid, no? Gets nyo ba yung pagka-solid nito? Anyway, yung build dito is more on, damage. Burst damage talaga siya. And status effect. Wala namang makikitang iba dito. Ayun lang naman yung basic skill niya. Status effect talaga. Since physical to, crit damage yan. Magandang gawin sa kanya. Dual damage. Yung mga, basta mga burst damage talaga to. Focus to sa damage lang. Magiging ano to, glass cannon na yung build dito. For sure. Talagang sobrang baba ng depth. More on accu damage to. Lagi, sobrang solid, no? So yun, ayun yung about sa bagong canon na class ni Nightcrows. Tangina, excited ako, parang gusto ko mag-change class pero tingnan natin. Alright, GG's, the nil out.